How hard do you actually have to work to build yourself into a top 0.01% man?
I think you have to be obsessed with it. Think about all the categories. So there's the obvious things they call money, muscles, game, which I'm not a big fan of that sentence, but there's a placeholder for that. But I think it's so much more, because then you have to have a network. You have to have actual competencies. You have to be able to speak well, present yourself well. You have to have fashion, style, stories. There's all these different things about really refining yourself. I think it's not as hard to get into the 90%. But then once you start getting in rooms with people that are world-class impressive, which is something I've been exposed to a lot in the last few years, or at least 2 years, it starts to, you'll either do one or two things. You'll either step down, or you'll get extremely motivated and inspired by it. I'm around people sometimes and I hear the way that they talk on certain subjects and or talk about a book that they read to give them a certain viewpoint, and I'm gonna be the first one to go download it. You know, it's a constant obsession with being the best man that you can possibly be, and it never seems to stop. I don't know if I'd want it to, because you always have that voice in your head that's pushing you, saying you could have done more, no matter what you do. And some people might think that's unhealthy. I'd be scared to lose that voice. That voice that haunts you is the one that makes you great. So I think accepting that you're never going to be happy with how far you come, because you're always moving the goal line, is much better than the danger of thinking that you got there and sliding back down that mountain we talked about earlier. Because then you're in self-sabotage. It's going to be one or the other. So it may as well be the one that's pushing you forward. It's not easy. I think it takes obsession. But if you can find a way to enjoy that growth and find your weak points and develop them, I think you'll get a lot of fulfillment and happiness from it.
Yeah.
I know.
On networks, Justin, you have one of the more impressive networks at your level, I would say. How do you position yourself with individuals and provide value to them, provide friendship, love to them when they might make more money than you, have more status than you? I recall like when Tristan and Andrew got out of jail, I think the first emergency meeting was with you at the table, you know? Yeah. And I'm like, this guy must be doing something.
Well, I think what's most important when you're dealing with somebody that has very high status is that you treat them like a normal person. You have to understand that somebody, we'll use Andrew and Tristan for an example, or even Barron Trump, let's say.
Yeah.
Everybody in those their lives are walking on eggshells around them. Wouldn't it be nice for somebody to just treat them normal, look them dead in the eye, give them the signals that tells them that you deserve to be in the same room as them. You deserve to be there with them. Their presence isn't going to blow you away so much that you can't be exactly who you are, and give them the space to choose you as a person that seems to believe that you should be in the same room with them. I think it's very important.
You have a lot of conviction about this.
I do.
I genuinely feel like you believe that you deserve to be in the room with anyone.
There's not a
on
man
Earth
that can walk in this room that I would not stand up, shake his hand, look dead in the eye, and feel like I deserve to be here.
And that's because you know that you've worked so hard, that
That's
your
right.
confidence is so high that you deserve it.
But
Yeah.
not from an arrogant place. There's plenty of things I don't know. There's plenty of people that make more money than me. There's people that are more attractive. There's a multitude of things that people are better than me at. But I know what I did, and I know who I am. I wanted to start doing social media 10 years before I did. I knew in my heart I wasn't ready. And I remember like a really tough moment in my career where I was down a bunch of money. I got down a bunch of money in my business one time, and I thought I was going to lose it. I remember saying, God, why? Why is this so difficult? Why is it so hard? Why did I pick building steel buildings all over America? And I don't think I understood that until about 1.5 years ago, when I would meet somebody like a Myron Gaines, let's say, and I had 500 YouTube subs, and I met him and we started talking about real estate. and we started talking about the fact that I had built a real business in the real world, I feel like it was almost a cheat code for me because I got real respect from them in person as an individual. And for that reason, they brought me on their platform. And I don't think I would have rather grown it another way, because it came from a place of actual, these are two guys talking. You might not have a big show yet. However, I can see what you did in your life to create the life that you have, and I think that you'll do well, so I'm going to go ahead and blow you up. And I like to give a lot of credit to Andrew and Tristan and Myron and Rolo, and even now, we were just talking about Knowles a minute ago. Regardless of whether I get hate for that podcast or not, he took a chance on me. They took a chance on me and really got behind me, particularly those first guys. And I think that came from all the work that I had been doing for the previous decade. And when I walked in the room, I knew I was supposed to be there. I knew I was supposed to be able to speak to them and have opinions on subjects that were around getting men to where they want to get in their life, because I'd actually done it, and I had done it for, not to say online business is not real, it's very real. I had done it in a real world business, doing real buildings that you could go to and touch all over America. And for me, I think that was my cheat code.